Shaunu is cow oil. It is a local clarified butter. I don't know if I can call it that. To be honest, to me, I'm still trying to understand what exactly Shaunu is, because I've heard that it is clarified butter, and I've also heard that it's cow oil from the sebaceous gland of the cow. Anyways, today I'm going to be using it to make a meat pie dough. And yes, if you're new here, I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself at the start of this video, but my name is Moyo and you're so welcome to She Bites. I make videos all about food, faith and lifestyle, and this is going to be a delicious, simple, soulful recipe for you to try out in your own kitchen. So if you want to see the full video, keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and share this video with your friends and your family who you think would enjoy it also. Thank you so much for watching. So as I was mentioning before, I do have some ambiguity as to what exactly Shaunu is, but what I do know is that it is oil that comes from a cow. Anyways, we're starting off with our meat pie dough. We have our flour. We're also adding some salt, some baking powder and some black pepper. All the recipe details are going to be in the description box below, so just check it out if you want to know everything that you need for this recipe. We're going to be adding our Shaunu that's been cut into cubes. Shaunu tends to melt quicker than butter, but it's still a more solid fat when you compare it to oils, or let's say coconut oil. It into the flour mixture nicely like this. You're going to add cold water gradually. Once you add the water, you don't want to knead the dough at all. You just want to bring it together so that you don't develop any gluten. You want to have a very nice and flaky dough. So you want to add the water in stages until you have a moist dough that you don't have to work too much. I would say you're going to need approximately 3 to 5 tablespoons of cold water. Now that the dough has come together nicely, you want to wrap it in some cling film or put it in a bag, flatten it and leave it in the fridge for about 30 minutes so that it can firm up nicely. The Shaunu, the fat in the dough, can harden, and that will make it much easier for you to roll it out. In the meantime, we're going to prepare our filling. We have some fresh herbs here. We have some chives, some ginger leaves and some lemon basil that we're going to be using. In a medium-sized pan, we're going to be starting off with some sesame oil, some salt, and we're going to be adding in some diced carrots. We're going to stir fry these for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to be adding in our pre-made meat pie filling. So this filling is just made up of minced meat and then some tomatoes, chilies, peppers and onions. I made it in advance, and then I'm just going to be adding some extra ingredients to make it even more flavorful. Once everything is well combined, I just added some turmeric and some curry powder for extra flavor, and then we're adding in our fresh herbs. Once you add those in, turn off the heat, stir it in and leave your filling to cool because it's ready to be filled into your meat pie dough. So now, after your dough has rested, you're going to roll it out on a well-floured surface. I have to say that this dough was more challenging to roll out than a typical meat pie or short crust pastry dough, and I think that has to do with the composition of the Shaunu. It seemed to me that the dough needed more moisture to be able to come together and form a cohesive dough, and therefore it was kind of tricky to be able to roll it out without it breaking apart completely. It almost seemed as if my short crust pastry was a bit too short, if that makes sense. Anyways, once you get a hang of it, you want to roll it out until it's quite thin. I'll say about 2 centimeters, and then you're going to use your cutter to cut out the perfect circle that you want for your meat pie. Once you've done that, you want to fill the center of the meat pie with the meat pie filling, but you don't want to add too much that it doesn't overflow. In this case, 1 tablespoon was enough for this size of dough. You then want to lightly wet the edges of the dough so that you ensure that it can actually seal properly. You can wet it with water, which is what I'm using, but you could also use egg wash. So once the edges are well moistened, you can then fold over the dough, press it down with your fingers, and you can also seal with a fork. You're going to bake these in the oven at 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Although this dough was a bit challenging to roll out, I have to say that the smell when they were in the oven was so amazing. Shaunu gives this kind of toasty, earthy smell that's just so beautiful. So trust me, these are worth making. I hope you try this recipe at home. If you do, don't forget to tag me on Instagram. Don't forget to check the description box below for all the recipe details, and also don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family who you think would enjoy it also. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!